What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. Thank you for stopping in. Today we are freshly back from Blade Show, and I got a couple of unboxings to dig into for you guys. Before we get started, double check and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I'd love to have you here. And before you head out, do me a huge favor. Hit that thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it, everyone. Really helps push the videos out there so more people have a chance to check them out. And feel free to let me know what you're carrying in your pockets today down in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. So while I was gone at Blade Show, I was gone 6 or 7 days, had a couple of packages show up, and a couple of them from Vastid, which I have here. So huge shout out to them for sending these in for us to take a look at. I think I know which model this is. I'm not quite sure what that is there, but we are going to find out. Let's start with the big dog here. So we got an aluminum case here, and inside we are going to have a zippered pouch, and we have a microfiber cloth and extra hardware, and I see Omega springs. So let's move that to the side for a moment. We get a removable RE here. Some of the best packaging in the entire game. So what we are looking at, guys, I believe this is the mini Psyop. The mini Psyop. So this is going to be a little bit different than the original, which we can bring out here in a moment. But we have some very nice carbon fiber. I'll link Vastid down below, and you can head over there, see what they have in stock, see if they have any sales going on. Typically, or sometimes, they'll run a nice little sale on a new release, and this will be their newest drop. Perfectly centered up. We got anodized studs here, and let's get this blade out. So we're going to have a very, very identical blade shape in the case of this knife. Now, one thing right away that you'll see may be a little different is going to be that choil area, because this is going to be their crossbar lock and not the top liner lock. They don't need such a large finger choil. Now, could this knife have that finger choil and still be very useful? I think it could be in the right situations, but given that it is a crossbar lock knife now, we just have a beautiful sharpening choil there. Nice satin finish, drop point blade. Swedge runs almost all the way the length of the blade to that tip there. As far as steel, I'm not sure what we are looking at here. Elmax, no kidding. So that is going to be Elmax. I was not thinking Elmax. I was thinking 14C or somewhere in that ballpark. So we're getting Elmax here, and then we're getting some beautiful weave carbon fiber. And one thing I noticed right away, and this is one of the very first times. They've done it a couple, but not much. They typically have a standard pocket clip that they use on, everything. That's their standard clip there, and it works very well. Functions very well. But this is a little bit different of a redesign here. So it's not recessed, which is not a big deal. But they do recess the screws, and it's going to be tooled for lefty carry. So you have an ambidextrous knife here with the dual thumb studs. You have the crossbar lock, which is going to be, usable and deployable, disengageable, if that's a word, from both sides. And then you can carry it on both sides. I can say, guys, right away, the action is snappy. It is nice. It is clean, strong, snappy. Look at this blade. Nice satin finish on that blade. Looks very good. Little maker's mark there with the steel choice here. And then we just have the little Vastid logo down out of the way, which is perfect. Great job. You want to put the maker's symbol over here and the steel? Fine. You want to put your name on the knife? Put it on the clip side, small and out of the way. Beautiful. Love it. Or just put your little emblem there on the pivot. Either way, this looks really good. With the maker's mark, looks great. Looks fine. Don't mind that at all. looks great. And this is actually, it is mini compared to the normal Psyop, but I would say compared to the normal Psyop, which I prefer, I like a little bit larger knife. This is going to be more in a lot more people's wheelhouses as far as size goes. Let's see what this thing looks like in the pocket here. We'll grab our Issuing Stitches Hank, and we have a little tiny bit poking out of the pocket there, not much at all. And as far as retention goes, good retention on that pocket clip. With that thin a material, if it has a good retention on that, we are going to have no trouble at all. This is a great looking knife, and I know a lot of people are going to call like Bug Out clone or whatever you might say, but no, they are similar, but they're not. They're similar, okay, but they're not the same knife at all. They have a different blade shape. Not even if you wanted to say mini Bug Out, they're still different in the design itself. And Benchmade did not, I don't know if you know this, but Benchmade did not create this drop point or this handle. The only thing they did was come up with a very neutral handle, a very neutral blade shape, and throw their own locking system on it at the time, the Axis lock. But they're different knives, in my opinion. I knew right away when I saw photos, but once I opened it up, got it in hand a little bit, it has a completely just different ergonomic feel. And this is the one you'd compare right here to it. It's, you know, it's the uncoated blade, carbon fiber handle, and, you know, there are definitely some similarities, but that's fine. There's plenty of knives out there that look just like both of these do. And you're going to be able to apprehend this knife, get this knife in Elmax and carbon fiber for probably a quarter, at least 1/3 the price of that Bug Out there, which I think those are getting up closer to 300, where my guess, I don't know, 100 carbon fiber, Elmax, I don't know, could it be like 120, something like that? I don't see it being a whole lot more than that, but given the price, we'll see what the price is. I'll know by the time you're seeing this, of course, guys. You know, who knows when you'll see this, 1 or 2 weeks down the line. Could be 2 months. Probably not that long for this one, but I'll know the price after we shoot the video here. But I think Vastid typically gives a big bang for the amount that you're spending. You typically get a little bit more than you pay for. So I'm actually right now out of phone book paper till I can find my other one. So we'll have to settle for some just casual notebook paper here, which will be a lot easier on the knife and on me. But this definitely seems to have a good edge on it, which Vastid, you know, they nail that type of stuff. So yes, very good, very clean edge, very bitey. And that's one thing I've learned about Elmax, is you can get a nice bitey edge on there, at least in my experience. I'm no master sharpener or anything like that, but she definitely has a fantastic edge on her. We'll test the lock, and then we'll see what came in the other package. So I have no fear about this lock passing this test here. We did check centering when we unboxed it. It's perfectly centered. Crossbar locks are going to have a little bit of pull there. That's just the way that goes. As far as any movement around the pivot or pivot lash, there's none. And then as far as lockup goes, there's no up and down. And that's just me kind of flexing the blade over. I don't feel any movement around the pivot. I can push the entire blade itself, you know what I mean? But there's no movement in there, and even if there was a little bit of up and down or side to side, that is not necessarily a cause for concern. As a matter of fact, when it comes to crossbar locking knives, it's really almost something you kind of expect to have a little bit. Nothing crazy, but if there's a little jiggle one way or the other, that's just how that bar is interacting with the tang. That's kind of the nature of the beast, but they have gotten better and better, and there are models that have very little to no play at all. And this one is right on the cusp of that. So we'll give it a couple lighter ones here and see. Looks good so far. A good one in the middle. Very good. And we'll do one more round here. Very good. Very, very good. Crossbar locking knives are very good when it comes to being a dependable lock. Now, let's see what we got in here. I'm not sure that they told me that this was coming. I don't think it's a knife. At least it don't feel like a knife. So, let's see what we got in here. We'll just open it up with our SIOP. Looks like good packaging, wrapped in a cellophane in a 2-stage box, which is very nice. You don't see this box very often, so let's slide that guy out of the way here. Yep, more beautiful Vosteed packaging. Ooh, what do we got here? Oh, that's right. One of their new pry bars. Ooh, that's nice. Look at that. See, and now this is a decent size where it's not an XL sized EDC pry bar, but there's enough here where you can actually get a little bit of leverage. Are you going to pry a wall, you know, away from the studs or something with this? No. Pry open a car door? No, but, you know, a lot of times I use stuff like this for maybe popping a scale off or a backspacer, stuff like that. Casual things, maybe a little bit of prying, stuff like that. Nail pulling, you know, you can take that or leave that. It is nice that it's there. I don't think it really affects the pry bar itself any. Then you got your bottle opener here. That must be just a little aesthetic for the pry bar. Then you have a nice clean wire clip here, and it will be reversible. They do a little laser etching, and this is like kind of a gold washed. I'm assuming this is, yeah, straight titanium. So Vosteed is just, not only are they putting out some bad ass knives, just model after model, and reiteration of like revamping other knives. They just keep, I mean, it's solid job on their end. Then they're putting out little EDC items, pry bars. I believe they have flashlights, which I haven't got to check out one of the flashlights yet, but maybe someday one of them. And they're starting to have quite the catalog over there. I will link them down below. Like I said, huge shout out to them for sending this in for us to take a look at. I believe they have themselves another winning model here. I mean, this is going to be, I have XL hands. I can get a full grip on this thing. Do I have a ton of room to move around? No, not really, but for like a secondary for me, this is going to be perfect. That's all I need right there, and that's plenty of blade. A lot of people who like a more mid-sized type of knife or smaller, this is going to be right up your alley, and I think this size is up very many people's alleys. You'll have to let me know, is this knife up your alley, or would you rather go with the full size, or would you rather have both so you can get that old 1-2 punch? Let me know what you think of Vosteed as well. If you haven't really told me, I love hearing from you guys on the new knives, on these companies. It just helps me immensely. It also helps the video and the channel out by throwing a comment down there, a question. Hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you're subscribed. We release videos just like this one every single day. I'll throw up a couple of new videos. Go check one of them out. Have yourself an awesome day. Thanks again for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.